You see here, the first line here.
In 1517, Negro slaves were brought from Africa to repopulate the island. The French took over in 1697, constantly adding more slaves to increase the yield of their large plantations, and by such slave labor, making Haiti extremely rich in trade. These grotesque figures are memories of that century of the plantations. Through the tangle of these survivals comes, too, the powerful racial origin in Africa, the chief factor in the mysterious, smoldering, shuddery voodoo of Haiti. Thus the Haitians obey the eternal human impulse to remember and to drive home to themselves over and over again the outstanding lessons in their turbulent history.
This was the most heavily used embarkation point for the trafficking of West African slaves to the Americas. One million were forced onto ships here, many transported to Haiti and Brazil. Slave traders called it the Slave Coast, and this spot, the gate of no return. Today, there are markers throughout Ouidah, a site where slaves too weak to make the passage were buried alive. We met up with cultural guide Remy Seglonou, who took us to sites throughout Ouidah important to the Voudun faith. He explains that many practitioners here also follow Christianity or Islam.
They keep it, despite all. So morning in church, night in Voudun side. It's like a 50-50. So thank you. Now we go to the temple.
Seglonou takes us to the Temple of the Pythons, where people revere the serpent deity Dahomey or Dambala.
We talk there about the symbolism of the blood. So because in the blood there is an energy. So when the ancestors are in contact with this kind of energy, they can help the living people. So this tree is a Iroko tree, and the tree is more than 400 years old. You cannot stand up and take an axe and just cut what shall I say, the Iroko tree. It's forbidden. One tree that is very respected with its own age. So here we're in front of, it's like a shrine.
In Voudun, you feed the spiritual forces that sustain life, ancestors and deities, sometimes with flesh.
So they make a shrine, like an altar, where people go on ceremony. What they use in the sacrifices during the ritual ceremonies, they use like an ox, chicken, goats, no human sacrifice.
A young man who cares for the pythons has tribal scars on his face, like many traditional people here. Seglonou says the markings are in honor of the sacred pythons.
And the second one here, you see, like this. Line passed on his eyes. So according to this line, you could mark the people to recognize that these people are from the ethnic population. So then we have in the Voudun temple, we have the female one and the male one. So now we can enter. Agaja arrived here in 1727. Okay. So this Ouidah city was the farm of the king Basse. That was the first founder of the city.
Worshippers pay homage with offerings like palm oil, cornmeal, and chook, the local beer fermented from millet.
These pottery were carried by 41 virgin girls. The 41 virgin girls had the duty to collect water from the river. With that water, the women priests could prepare the food for the sacrifices. You know, 41 in the Voodoo pantheon is a sacred number. And what shall I say? The virgin girls look like a poor and powerful being. Yes, I see it. This place, there was a dark room, and that dark room was tightly closed, where the slaves were put when they arrived in this area. Those who were healthy were marked with brand in the iron. Those who were unhealthy, I'm very sorry, were buried alive. Why dark room? And why should that dark room should be tightly closed? It's just to prepare them for the life of obscurity of the hearts of the ship.
For Boing Boing TV in West Africa, I'm Shani Jardin.